working at the best.
What you do in your life, you do with self-determination.
Welcome everyone to another Thursday Night Showdown. I'm CT Harris and he is Martin Kadich, and we are live with you here tonight to do live commentary with all of you. Tonight's match is it goes back in when Leland Race tried to get his World League Wrestling Heavyweight Championship back from Derek Stone.
That's right, CT. And as a caveat to this is also a night that we paid honor to our founding father at World League Wrestling, the 8-time heavyweight champion, Harley Race.
Yes, we did.
And on this night, against a almost unstoppable opponent,
yes,
Leland Race faces off to try and win that title one more time.
Yes.
And you see him there, he's wearing that, he's had that jacket on many times as he went to the ring and watched as father was watching him as he competed, as he defended the World League Wrestling title. And then Derek Stone showed up, took that title off of John Webb, and hasn't been quite the champion that Leland Race has expected him or wanted him to be so far. So there's a lot hanging in the balance tonight with this match.
Yes.
You hear them fans getting behind him. They want the And I'm going to tell you what, CT, standing there in that ring that night, when that music went off, I knew anything could happen.
How did that make you feel, though? I mean,
honestly, it's kind of intimidating with a figure like Derek Stone coming to the ring, and
it would have to be.
You know,
Derek Stone, long tenured with World League Wrestling, a legend within World League Wrestling, you could almost say.
That he is,
and not just that, but just continues to come back to World League Wrestling to give back.
That's
Whether
right.
you like him or you don't, you have to respect the man.
Well, you know, he'll help out in a pinch with the youngins, but when he gets in that ring, it's all business.
Good evening, Candace. Nice to have you.
And I can tell you right now, Leland Race isn't in there waiting to talk about how something should be done. He's not there to air his grievances with Derek Stone with words.
Yes.
And I knew that standing there in that ring right then, that this was going to be a knockdown, drag-out fight.
Hey, make sure and stick around after this, after tonight, because the show is not over when the match is over. Oh, no. After the show, Marty and I are going to stay with you, and we're going to talk about what happened in a little segment that we like to call Shut Up and Talk Wrestling. That'll be right after the match, so stick around. When the match is over, the show's over, it's not over, because wait, there's more.
That's right.
We're going to talk all things World League Wrestling after this.
Very
have some
true.
fun. Especially for those of you that might have missed Amplify on Sunday.
As you see,
One fall.
Introducing first, the challenger from St. Louis, Missouri, weighing 224 pounds. He is. Yeah, you know I am from St. Louis. That's no problem at all. But tonight, everybody here is from this area. It's right here in Burlington Junction, right? You guys have made World League Wrestling do it right at home. You made me do it right at home. So tonight, I'm from Burlington Junction.
Burlington Junction. He's second home to World League Wrestling.
His opponent fights out of Cairo, Egypt, weighing 132 kilograms, 291 pounds. He is one half of the WLW Tag Team Champions and the reigning defending.
At this time, yes, he was one half of the Tag Team Champions with John Webb. Later lost those titles to Moses the Deliverer and Colton Theron Vaught. And what a battle this is.
I'm going to tell you, CT, Leland Race was so focused right here. I could feel he was like a lion about to pounce. And Derek Stone, you could never really tell what's going on in his maniacal mind.
He was channeling his inner Harley.
This is
That's where I'm going with it. He'll probably smack me, in the back of the head later for saying that, but he was channeling his inner Harley. I said it. Crowd squarely behind Leland Race, that's for sure.
And it was a wonderful crowd that night. Everybody was so loud and active.
It's always a great crowd there.
And Leland Race letting him know he's going to do everything within his power to walk out with the title that night. As you can see, the crowd definitely getting into this one to the point that they were chatting up the competitors in the ring.
And the lockup, there we go.
Derek Stone taking him into a wrist lock. And I'm going to tell you, there's very few men in World League Wrestling that can overpower Leland Race for even a second. But Derek Stone is an extremely powerful man.
An accomplished weightlifter, accomplished bodybuilder.
Well, I mean, he's been a champion in everything he's went to, CT.
Absolutely.
And that's just a testament to the tall order that's stacking up against Leland Race tonight in this match.
Just a little reminder, everyone, you can find us pretty much everywhere on social media, whether it be Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We are all over the place, including a World League Wrestling YouTube channel. So you want to go over there and follow that as well as Facebook is also.
And there goes Derek. He's working that arm and the shoulder and the wrist of Leland Race, now with a big chop.
Yes, and that's a big chop from that boy. And the gray in the beard just is nothing more than a testament to the wisdom that man has when it comes to wrestling and combat, which is what Leland is finding out right now.
That's right.
I'm sure he already knew, but I'm just saying it's being shown right now.
Well, no love lost between these two men,
No.
but heaping helpings of respect between the two for the just how great of competitors that they are. Neither one's taking the other one for something easy or
For granted.
yeah. They're not. They're going after each other.
Right.
You see Leland Race now working on the arm and shoulder of Derek Stone.
Martin over there asking him if he wants to quit. He says no. Oh, a nice kick to the arm. That does not help.
You know, sometimes I wonder with the way these men fight, really why I ask at times whether they want to give it up.
Where's he going? He's leaving.
Well, now see, he's
Oh, he's over there. Wait. Oh, he's complaining that Leland was pulling his hair.
yes, he was.
Ladies and gentlemen, by special request, I have just been informed that if Leland Race does not stop pulling Derek Stone's hair, Derek Stone will leave the match.
And
Which would be a bad thing because on a count out, you don't get the title.
that's right.
That's champion's advantage.
And now, see, this is all just mind games from the champion, trying to throw Leland Race off of his game.
He's very good at those.
And there he goes back in the ring, and they lock up again, CT.
Leland back to that arm again. Great psychology. You find a spot and you work it and you work it and you work it.
Well, and, you know, Derek's finisher is the Michinoku driver. And without your shoulder,
you wouldn't be able to pull that off.
That's
Absolutely.
right. You cannot execute that maneuver. Twisting that
Tommy,
arm
you are
up.
absolutely correct. Derek Stone is an absolute maniac. You are correct, sir.
Leland Race trying to pick him up for a slam there, but not being able to get him up in the air. A big club and blow across Leland Race's back right there.
Derek Stone down to the mat. Leland picking him back up. Some forearm shot.
Big kick, and now that hit.
Oh, it
hit
was a
him.
poke to the eye.
He goes trying to club him in the corner again, but Leland Race spins it around and starts chopping.
Oh, those shots to the chest from Leland. That's just...
And made even worse by the fact that Derek took his straps down, so he has no protection anywhere on that chest. Off of the ropes from the headlock, sending Leland into motion. He ducks it. Oh, and... You know... Where am I?
right past the wagon wheel.
Derek Stone moving over. Sorry, I lost the screen I was looking at, folks. Derek Stone going in and grabbing and choking Leland with the ropes, it looks like, from here.
Hanging off the edge of the apron. And he drops the elbow right on the chest of Leland Race.
And now he's going to use that post to his advantage. They both been trying to destroy each other's arms all night, and he just goes right back to it with that post.
Wrenching that neck over.
He's twisting him up right there, CT. And while he's doing that, he's talking smack too.
Oh, of course he is.
And once again, I have to ask Leland in this situation if he's willing to give up, even though I know he is not willing to
not a
give up.
chance.
And especially on a night like tonight.
No. Not when the gold's on the line.
That's right, and here he comes fighting back. And I think he's biting him there.
Dropping that knee down on him. Again, stick around after the match because the show's not over. Marty and I are going to stick around with you for a little segment called Shut Up and Talk Wrestling. And we'll be talking all things World League Wrestling. Catch you up to date, especially for some of those that might have missed Amplify last Sunday.
Leland Race rolling out of the ring for a break there.
Now remember, for all your t-shirts and hats, go to harleyrace.com and shop. Shop to your heart's
And
content.
now in a situation like this, I hate to put the count on him, you know, because the title can't change hands outside the ring. So I try to urge him to get back in the ring. This time I was lucky. Pulling Leland back up again.
Oh, he does that, I tell you, a lot.
That he does, and you'd never think that a wedgie would be a pro wrestling maneuver.
With him, that would be an atomic wedgie.
You know, but Leland firing back now. Oh, and
oh, seeing that replay there, that wagon wheel kick.
and I'll tell you what, I've seen him put a lot of men on their back from that.
Mm-hmm.
As he puts the boot to Leland's throat, trying to choke him a little bit. And it's slowly.
He's trying to wear Leland down, and that's what you have to do.
Yes, you do.
And on the other side, these two competitors both are the same way. When it comes to Derek Stone, you have to wear him down also. So this is a battle of will, really, for this entire match.
100%. And you see him working on the neck and back of Leland Race. He's worked on his shoulder. Now he's working on his neck and back.
Welcome, Barbie. Thanks for joining us.
And then he just slams down, stomps down, and puts the whole weight and stands there gloating over Leland Race.
Well,
pulls him back
Stone
up.
do what Derek Stone do.
Just pull him back again. He's got him in that. It's almost like a camel clutch there. And just sinking in on his lower back and just setting down and pulling back on his chin and neck. And Leland refusing to give up. You see there, CT. He's just he doesn't want to. He's not going to. But Derek Stone, he's crafty and and just sinking in on his lower back. And you see that? That's technically not a disqualification, CT, because Derek Stone did that to himself.
Indeed. Technical difficulty. I fixed it, though.
A big boot, and Leland trying to get him over for a suplex, but Leland gets suplexed. And he's taken a lot of punishment to this point, to the back and to the arms and shoulders.
You have to take into account that both these men, taking into account both these men through the years of wrestling, they have both taken so much punishment to their bodies. To put each other through more like this is amazing, that they can stand up and continue to do this year after year after year.
It just shows the warriors that they are, CT.
Oliver said, Oliver Jason, you are correct. And matter of fact, I'm going to post that, my friend, because that's an excellent statement. Just imagine having almost 300 pounds on your back.
Yes.
Good job, Oliver. Oliver said, ouch.
He just snaps Leland Race over. And now he's going to the outside. Now you see Derek Stone act like he's going to go to the top a lot. I've never seen it work out for him, but that's the way it is for most big, strong men in pro wrestling.
Yes.
You know, and there he goes. He's gonna, and that's why you don't go to the top so much. You don't go climbing up them ropes because it's high, and now Leland capitalizes in this moment with a sleeper hold, CT. And
oh, wait a minute! And you got caught right there in the corner behind him.
That's right. And from this,
oh, wait a minute! Wait a minute! Did you really? I did not know that. He stomped on you.
Well, now see, there's the thing. I can't really say I remember even getting stomped on after getting smashed into the.
Because if you'd remembered that, wouldn't that have just? I mean, that's a DQ. But then again, Leland doesn't win the title if he's DQ'd either. So what do you do as a referee? Let it go?
Well, you know, first thing I have to do is I have to be able to get back up in the ring.
Which you have not done yet.
Right, that was about 500 pounds smashing into me right there into the turnbuckle.
Yeah, if you think about it, with his weight, his power, his big leg, yeah, sure. It's like a alligator's mouth don't look like it, but with all that pressure added to it, boy. Derek Stone with the chair, too. This is not good. Not good at all. With no referee in the ring, Derek Stone can just do whatever he wants to now.
That's right, and it goes further off the rails from this point on. I believe he's trying to permanently injure Leland Race in this match.
Oliver makes a good comment there. He says he was attempting a splash, and thankfully Leland avoided it. Hello, William. Thank you for joining us. William Runyon. Good to see you. Stick around after the show because we've got more. Well, just wait. There's more.
That's right, directly after this.
Shut up and talk wrestling.
But right now it looks like Leland Race is about to get a Michinoku driver.
It could very well happen.
On a steel chair.
On a steel chair, yes. Jenks, buy me a hot dog at the next show.
We can do this.
Well, how about that? Leland Race able to capitalize.
You know, that's that fighting spirit that he has, that, you know, that he almost instills in everyone he trains at World League Wrestling. To never give up hope and never stop fighting.
That's right. It's that no-quit spirit.
There you see him willing the fans along with him, and he rises back up.
But this does no good if we don't have a referee. Leland up
and
drops him.
Big pile driver on the chair. Now, that would be a disqualification right now.
See, there's a 1, there's a 2, there's a 3, there's a 4, there's a 5. It's definitely a pin. But we have, wait a minute.
Spoiler
1,
or anything.
2. It's Trevor Murdoch making the count. With a 3 count, it's Trevor Murdoch, your winner, Leland Race, taking the World League Wrestling Heavyweight Championship from Derek Stone. Now, we'll talk about this later on after this show in Shut Up and Talk Wrestling. What transpired after this to lead to today?
That we will, because it was a controversial ending to the match.
It was very controversial, and like I said, we'll talk about it afterwards.
And there you go.
A well-fought match by Leland Race. A well-fought match from both competitors, to be honest with you. Of course, Trevor Murdoch, your current NWA National Champion.
That's right. And he was there, you know, because he was at one time under the tutelage of Harley Race.
He is a Harley guy. Throwing Derek Stone out of the ring.
And there's a lot of history between
Matter of fact,
three
I'm pretty
of these
sure.
men.
Yeah, I was going to say, Trevor and Derek Stone have trained together. And probably worked together all over the place. Both men are well-traveled.
And there you have it.
Again, your winner, Leland Race, the new World League Wrestling Heavyweight Champion. Yes, Oliver, I would agree with you. Good old Trevor, one of the best in his opinion, and I would agree with you, sir.
You have to imagine just how proud Leland Race feels to on.
Hold on a minute.
Night.
Leland taking the microphone. What a great night of wrestling in Burlington Junction.
Yeah, I was waiting for him to start talking there. Like
I was
said,
too, but the music continued. So,
But
at this point in time, he's talking to the crowd and telling the crowd how proud he is to be who he is.
Yeah, I was still kind of fuzzy. I made my way backstage when I started gaining consciousness to see if I needed any medical attention, because, you know, the kick was kind of rough. I didn't find that out until later.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was so happy, and he was so proud.
And
that
what
he
a
could
night
do
to win
this.
it on.
Right.
Because this was a memorial show for Harley.
This was for Harley. And
Here we go.
I know every one of you works hard for your money. And believe me, I know. worked hard his entire life. He never forgot where he came from, and he came here tonight and he had the best seat in the house. You know, this championship title right here is not the same as the NWA World Heavyweight Championship title, but it's a very close second. But this title is the most important thing to me because he created this. And when you got the champion amongst champions creating this championship title, you know whoever holds it is the man.
That's right.
Derek Stone, I'll give you 110% credit because you said exactly what you did. You brought the fight to me. There's no doubt about that whatsoever. But Derek Stone, the better wrestler, came out tonight. And you're looking at it. Now, let me tell you this. I don't deserve this. I worked hard just like everybody else does, but you guys deserve a professional wrestling event that you got tonight.
That's right.
And I will certainly hope that Mr. Nolte, a gentleman who has been very instrumental and very helpful, very accepting of this event, welcomes us back again because I want to come back right here to
Thank you, Burlington Junction.
We love going to the different towns and seeing the people. And
All right, this was just the icing on the cake, but tonight it's about one man. That's right. One more time, let's give it up for the man that made this championship possible, made this night possible.
That's right. That's right. Thank you, Harley. Now stick around, everybody, like I said, because when we come back from a break, it's going to be, Martin and I are going to sit here and we're going to talk about this match and all things World League Wrestling. So don't go anywhere. This was a great match that we want to talk about, both of these competitors, and what led up to today from that match till now. So,
Jim Trenary Ford in Moscow Mills, Missouri has knowledgeable sales staff and expert service technicians dedicated to delivering the best possible customer service from any Ford dealership in the region. Subscribe to our channel for comprehensive vehicle walkarounds, test drives, and model-specific how-to videos, which will give you a glimpse into the passion we have for these vehicles and the real difference the Jim Trenary experience makes. Stay up to date on the newest technology, features, models, and news from Jim Trenary Ford, where our huge inventory means we'll have the perfect vehicle to fit your lifestyle. Our seasoned team of sales and service experts can get you in, out, and on with your day without the pressure you'll feel at the other dealerships. Subscribe to our channel and stop by to see the difference the Jim Trenary experience can make today.
welcome everybody to Shut Up and Talk Wrestling. I'm C.T. Harrison, a producer and commentator at World League Wrestling. And he is Martin Kadich, senior referee and commentator at World League Wrestling, and we have the privilege of calling these matches once in a while for you live, which we enjoy tremendously. It's a fantastic.
That's right. I love getting out there and just sharing our product with the world.
Isn't it great?
You know, it's always great to see a person enjoying wrestling. And to be a part of that and bringing it to people is it's always just a lot of fun.
Well, tonight we went back to Burlington Junction to a match between Derek Stone and Leland Race. Derek defends his heavyweight championship against the Legacy Leland Race. The Legacy just coming off of a hard-fought match against just a little bit before that, coming against the National Treasure, Nick Aldis,
yes,
for the one and only NWA Heavyweight Championship, the same championship that Harley held 8 different times. Leland came up a little short on that match, but so close a few times. He was very close, almost had that pin. But tonight we're talking about this match, and when you come into this match, you talk about you're facing a man like Derek Stone with a lineage not only in wrestling, but a lineage in WLW, period.
Yes, I mean, he's a World League Wrestling legend, in my opinion. He was the first trainer for Harley.
Yes.
He's held the title on numerous occasions. He's beaten the best the company has to offer at any given time. And, you know, at that time, going into this match here, he's tag team champion and world champion. You know, he was an unstoppable force at this point in time. And just to see how that match went and what it took and what all went down just so that he would lose the title in the first place. You know, it's like I said, I didn't get to actually see the whole match, even if I was the ref.
Well, like I said, a hard-fought match throughout the entire thing. Two legends in World League Wrestling, really. That was a clash of titans, in my opinion. And Leland was able to pull the victory out, and like you said, a little bit under controversy, which Trevor Murdoch, okay, well, let's go back a little bit. Both men just beat the tar out of each other. Both men twisted each other up, and really, and I expected this match to be just a knockdown drag out, and it was. It didn't disappoint in that matter one single bit. And then you got caught in the corner between the two wrestlers and the corner, which put you down on the mat. Probably took the breath out of you, I'm sure.
Well, it knocked the wind out of me initially, and then, you know, as I fell to the mat, and I was trying to start to get my wits about me so I could get back up, and that's when I caught the kick and went out.
Yeah.
And when I hit the floor, it knocked everything out of me, you know, and it took me a few minutes. Now there was, you know, Trevor was already in the ring when I started kind of figuring out what was going on, and I just decided with those three in the ring bouncing around, the best thing I should do is get out of the way.
Well, the controversy is the fact that Trevor was not sanctioned as a referee.
Right.
Did not have the authority to make the count, unfortunately. I mean, there's 6 of one, half a dozen on that. The argument could be made on both sides of that very well. And that would be a case that would have to go on for a long time to find a winner on that one, because the case could be made strictly Trevor being able to do that.
Well, he was just there. He was just trying to cover me.
Right, and I understand that. I understand that completely. So you get to the back as the referee, and you went to the floor, and you had to crawl out, and you were done. You couldn't perform your duties the rest of that match. So you get to the back, and you find out that Derek Stone stomped on you as you were down, which you weren't aware of at the time, of course, because you were pretty much out of it. How do you react to that?
Well, I mean, you know, you don't have to like it. I mean, it's my job to be an impartial referee when I'm refereeing a match. And him kicking me was a matter for the commission, you know, the championship commission, right. And they dealt with it the way they saw fit. I won't go into the legalese of it, but
right, the back room is the back room, and that's where it stays.
You know, but you know, the commission handled it the way it felt was proper, and you know, things went the way they were. It's the same way that it happened with the title after that match. I mean, you know, Leland Race there.
Well,
honoring Harley.
Well, what he did was to protect. What Leland did was he protected that title by saying, you know what, I'm not going to deal with this controversy. That's fine. Derek Stone, here's the title. Take it back. Because to Leland Race, the protecting that title was more important than having the title, because he's held that title already.
That's right. You know, the integrity of the title.
Yes.
Means a lot to Leland Race. And I can tell you, he thought long and hard about saying, you know what, Derek, why don't you come take this from me?
Right.
But, you know, that's all good and well, and everybody would love to see something like that.
Let us know what you guys think in the comments. I'm watching the comments, so let me know what you think, and we can answer your questions or whatever.
But I mean, in all, you know, it came down to it with Leland that it was a thing of integrity for the title, and to have the title change hands in such a controversial way, if you will.
Yeah.
You know, he decided that it'd probably be better to just go ahead and let Derek have the title back and consider it as a scrubbed kind of win. Although I don't like it that way. I mean, you know, it's like I said, I felt like that the match was the match. Mm-hmm. And there was a lot of things went overboard in that match. Possibly the fact that Derek Stone got pile-drived and pinned being the least of them, with the chair getting brought in the ring and the capitalizing on the no referee, and there were eye gouges. And
no, Trinity, there is not another match tonight. That was your showdown. We're discussing now that match as well as other things. We're going to catch you up on World League Wrestling. We move forward. Leland Race handed the title back to Derek Stone. Derek Stone has later on loses the tag team. Him and John Webb lose the tag team championships to Moses the Deliverer and Colton Theron Vaught. They are no longer the tag champs. Later on, he has a series of matches with Moses the Deliverer. Yes. And each time, Moses gets just that much closer. But every time he starts to get up on Derek Stone, the rest of the Empire comes out. And by that, in that time, we had Camaro Jackson join the Empire, who turns on Leland Race and puts Leland Race out of action.
That's
Done.
right. For a good little while, too.
Then, but every time Moses starts to get up on Derek Stone for that title, his cohorts come out, and Camaro Jackson and John Webb. John always carrying that chair with him everywhere he goes, and the matches just keep getting.
Well, you know,
it's done.
It's such a lethal combination when you have the three of them together. I mean, you know, they lost the tag team titles, but that's not to say that they didn't come right back to the Empire.
Right.
They just reformed the tag team and made sure that Camaro Jackson had some gold too.
Right.
It was almost like some kind of sinister plot.
Almost, because they came back, and Camaro Jackson and John Webb took those titles off of Moses and CTV.
That's right. And then there's Moses, you know. He's still wanting to fight the Empire. He doesn't have a tag team partner, and he decides to start going back after Derek, who had let's be honest, he had embarrassed Moses early in his career. You know, in a match, he'd give him a title shot almost as a joke.
Yeah.
And then he beat up on Moses and called him a stupid kid. And you know, I mean, I reffed that match too, and you know, it was out of hand. You know, it was the amount of disrespect. I mean, once he climbs up into that ring, you're his enemy.
Yeah.
And there's no end to the lengths he'll go to defeat you. And that's a lot of times with or without a title on the line.
That is true. That is true.
So, you know,
in moving forward, if you missed last that would be the 7th, last Saturday. Was it last Saturday?
Yes.
I've barely slept since then. Last Saturday, on the 7th, Moses took on Derek Stone one more time at WLW Uprising, an event we had at the World League Wrestling Arena in Troy, Missouri. In that match, again, the Empire came out, John Webb and Camaro Jackson, and interrupted the match. That match got thrown out. Moses, in an emotional tirade, really, loses control of himself and is so mad that he challenges the entire empire in a 3-on-1 handicap match.
Well, now he'd had enough by then, CT. I mean, he'd had one title shot before that, and he had come so close to winning that title, and there was interference from the outside. I ref that one. And while they never did enough to get disqualified, Derek did get the upper hand and turned it into a win.
Yeah.
So, here he comes his second time around, and it's the same kind of stuff happening that made him lose the last time, win but lose, shall we say.
Right.
And every man has a breaking point.
Yes.
So that's what happened. Moses broke, and he said, I don't care who it is. I mean, but the same thing is right there last Saturday, there were a couple of people that saw that grit and that determination in Moses. And you got Kyle Roberts came out, to stand up alongside of this youngster, even though, there was nothing for him to gain.
Mm-hmm.
And Derek Stone and John Webb and Camaro Jackson thinking, their numbers game is still in check. So sure, Moses, if you could pin us, you could still win the title. We'll take your handicap match. But, there was another shoe to fall. And just like at the memorial in Burlington Junction, the memorial show, Leland Race comes out.
Well, first,
after a big hiatus.
Right, but first, you had Kyle Roberts come out.
Right, that's what I was saying.
Yeah, and we thought we were going to get that 2-on-1, and then the major, like you said, the major pop that night. That we never saw coming. Like you said, Leland Race returns after being out of the ring for months and months.
That's right,
and before COVID.
And the shock wasn't just the crowd getting up and saying it's great to see Leland Race back in the ring, or that that Kyle had come out to stand alongside of Moses, or that Moses was still standing there after getting beat up on defiantly at the Empire.
And in that match,
but it put them on their ears too. The Empire was shocked as everybody else.
In that match, if anyone pinned Derek Stone, Moses gets the title.
Right, and honestly, I feel like in a way they kind of outsmarted themselves there, CT. A
little bit. I don't think they didn't see what was coming. If I was the Empire, when Leland Race came out, I'd have said, nope, that's it. I'm done. We're out of here. This is over.
We do not have our next matches scheduled, Trinity, but I was
going to get to that.
We have another show coming up on Thursday night that you can see on Facebook next week.
Yes, you can see it here on Facebook, Thursday Night Showdown, or on the YouTube channel. But at this time, we have nothing scheduled for the rest of this year, working on scheduling for January and February, that sort of thing. So, of course, determined by the climate and all such things therein. So
everything, yes.
Back to this. So this battle goes on between these men, 6 men in the ring, and it ends up Moses gets the pin.
He was looking for it. For months and months and months he chased, and he fought, and he did everything he could do to prove himself.
Thank you for watching, Trinity. We are so pleased to have you.
And it was so poetic in a way.
Yeah.
For Moses to, because you could see that Leland Race was there to get his hands on Camaro Jackson.
I have used the words many times. I have because of my age, I will use the word kid a lot when I talk about these young lions. And on that night, Moses surpassed young lion status and became that night. I can no longer say kid, man. There's just no way.
Right.
That night, he is a man. He stood there. He took a beating. He gave a beating. He never gave up. And was victorious.
That's right.
And held that World League Wrestling Championship and became the youngest World League Wrestling Champion in WLW history.
That's right. And now we have to wonder how long he's going to be able to hold on to it.
Agreed.
Just like Derek. Derek was a scary person to be in the ring against, and people were still coming after him for that title. That in no way, shape, or form stopped people from coming after that title. And now Moses has got that bullseye on his back from the whole company.
Yes.
Not to mention the Empire. And there's where my worry is that is this sinister group going to come back to haunt Moses or Leland Race or Kyle?
Not just that, but he's also got Superstar Steve waiting in the background.
Yes, he was lining up for that title.
He's got men like Jaden, the heartthrob Jaden.
That's right.
He's got Derek Stone, who I'm sure is going to want a rematch. Not to mention, he's got John Webb, a former champion, who I'm sure would love another shot at that, as well as Leland Race.
You can't.
Now, I know where you're going. I was just about to say that too, and then the dark horse in the background, a man who has not held that title, has not even held gold other than the tag titles, but Camaro Jackson could very well be the next man to take that.
This is
at
very
any
true.
point in time. Camaro Jackson being a fantastic competitor, a man who was actually trained by Derek Stone.
Well, now, in reference to Camaro Jackson, is the same thing I was going to say when you said Leland Race.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that Leland Race is of a pedigree that when he wants to get that title, he's going to go up there and he's going to do his best to take it, if not take it.
Yes.
I think Camaro Jackson is going to be busy with Leland Race.
Do you?
I feel that there are checks still to cash between those two men.
Very well possible. Very well possible. But we shall see. Again, nothing coming up in December. January, I can't report anything being booked at this time, but I know that we are working on it. Training is continuing at the World League Wrestling Academy. Superstars are returning. It's going to be, I see 2021 being the best year yet at World League Wrestling. 2021, I mean, we had our issues with 2020, of course, with COVID and everything, and we got through that with flying colors. We were able to return in a short amount of time. We weren't out that long.
Well, and we were able to keep the entertainment
Yes.
going while we were kind of shut down and making sure everybody in our family, fans and
Yes.
wrestlers alike, were safe. But 2021 is another year of expansion for us, I think.
I would agree.
I can only see us grow from here. And I mean, if it's your dream to be a pro wrestler, this is the place to be.
Yeah, for sure. I could see us growing distribution wise too. In this last year or two, we have been able to get on TV. We're on four different stations in 3 markets, and I could see 2021 adding a couple more stations, hopefully, to that. Being the only wrestling company in Missouri that I know of that's on TV. That's an accomplishment.
That's right.
Yeah, and I'm very proud of our product, and I'm very proud of what we do.
Well, as you say, I'm proud of what we're doing and what we've got going on, and all I can do is strive to strive to be here for more, and that's what we want from the fans too. Follow us on this crazy ride.
Absolutely. For more wrestling talk about World League Wrestling and other things, make sure and join Sarge and Doc Med this Sunday at 10 o'clock a.m. on the Traveling East Productions Facebook page and YouTube. And they're just going to revert you back to World League Wrestling because they're big time WLW guys. That's
a circle of life. CT,
it is the circle of wrestling. And that being said, the only thing I can say is we will see you next Thursday, right here on the World League Wrestling Facebook page and YouTube page for Thursday Night Showdown. Next Thursday, not that I'm aware of. Marty and I will not be doing live commentary that I'm aware of.
No, but we'll be watching along with you anyway.
But when the front office calls, we answer. So if they call us and say, "Hey guys, we want you to do live again," game on, baby.
That's right.
I'm good.
That's right.
I'm good. So, that being said, he is Martin Kadich, senior referee and commentator at World League Wrestling. Last thoughts?
Just keep watching, because I know we're going to keep on giving you guys something to watch.
Amen to that. I'm CT Harrison, a producer and commentator at World League Wrestling, and above it all, major fan of World League Wrestling. Thanks for joining us, and we will see you Thursday for another edition of Thursday Showdown. Yes?
Yes.
All right, then. Have a fantastic evening. Be good to each other, and we'll see you next time.
World League Wrestling with memory of Harley Race.
Didn't you ring with us? It is over before it started.
And new World League Wrestling Tag Team Champions.
He has Stefan in his corner.
Move 2.0.
World League Wrestling, this is where sports entertainment stops. This is where pro wrestling will always live.